How silently a baby cries and all forever change.
This is a song called How Suddenly a Baby Cries and All Forever Changed, and it's something we've got to know a little better in the last year at multiple levels. We wrote this song last year. Kristyn came with this lyric and I loved the first line, how suddenly a baby cried and all forever changed. So she said, you must write a melody. I said, I'd love to. She goes, it fits the same rhythm as the Irish tune, The Star of the County Down. And so she said, can you do something like that? And I went, sure. And I tried for 3 months and spectacularly failed. And so I came back to her and said, no, there's nothing beats The Star of the County Down. Or as the English call it, Dives and Lazarus, they have their own tune to it, but they just stole our idea and tried to do something anyway. So we wrote this and tell them about the song, tell them about the lyric, maybe I'll just go ahead.
Okay. The lyric, I was looking at the individual stories around the gospel accounts of the Christmas story and looking at how lives were, changed. We often think, how silently Christ went into the world, and yes, that's true in some regard, but yet it created such a stir in the lives of the people around his coming. When we think of the shepherds suddenly hearing the song of the angels and rushing to Bethlehem, how it changed their lives. Think of Mary herself, how it dramatically changes her life. Think of the wise men, the magi, as they come and then in a dream go a completely different direction on their journey. Thinking of Herod, whose response was one of unbelievable cruelty, and we consider the genocide of those little babies. Then also looking at Anna and Simeon, often, I don't think I've sung very often at Christmas time about their stories.
No, some unusual characters from the story brought in.
So Anna, her life, a widow after only a few years of marriage, spending decades praying, looking towards the Saviour, and then suddenly he's come in the words that she says. And then Simeon, who had waited a long time, finally seeing the Saviour, and the words that he then said about how the coming of this Christ and the Saviour would dramatically impact history and change people's lives. So I wanted to capture some of that. And also then go on to how it changes our lives individually, as it has done countless lives throughout history. So we'll sing a little bit of it.
Sure, I love the two things I love about it are its usefulness in church, because first of all it takes that thing in the age we live where Christ is often portrayed as being soporific or in some way going to help us with our lives, or it talks about Christ almost in the way Billy Graham did so beautifully, in that it talks about how Christ separates people one of two roads, as you see with Herod, as you see with Anna and Simeon, as you see with all of our lives today. And so I love that from the evangelistic perspective of that, and within the story. And then the second thing I love about it is the fact that for Christmas songs it's so hard to find up-tempo Christmas songs, and this melody in 4/4 time, it can be slow, it can be a medium tempo, or it can work with a fast groove as well. So it's useful in our church services at Christmas.
That Anna filled with praise shall bless the Lord. Her aging eyes that say